Welcome back, everyone. We are live, and it is Tuesday morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope your week is going well so far. And if you didn't catch the last video, it was also alive. So that one will be down below in the description of this video. But we're talking about a totally different topic in today's live. We are talking about student loans, student debt forgiveness, and everything of the like. So first, let's do a quick sound check here on my end. We'll make sure that we are good to go. All right, we do have some people hopping on. I know it is morning. Usually we do our videos at night. Wouldn't take a expert or analyst to know that most of my videos do come towards the evening, and I'm not a morning person, but I'm actually still up from last night. So I figured let's get that video out of the way and do it in the morning. Why not? So we got some people hopping on, but let me just do a quick sound check on my end, then I will do a sound check on your end. All right, we sound good here. Okay. If you're first joining us, let us know you are tuning in from city, state, location, whatever you want to tell us, wherever you are in the world. All righty. Hello, hello. Good to have you on. Fantastic. So, what we're talking about in today's live is basically what we're seeing here is a dynamic where we have a student loan war between Democrats and Republicans, or at least the president and Republicans, because Republicans are not taking it anymore and they're actually lashing back at the president for what he at least says he's going to be doing. He hasn't necessarily done widespread action just yet, but his rhetoric, Republicans are not liking it, and they have now actually introduced laws. In fact, Republicans are taking more action when it comes to student loans than the president is, but it's just the adverse effect, the adverse action. So, very interesting dynamic here, very interesting dichotomy. We'll be talking about the breaking news. But before we do, of course, make sure you guys give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button. I'd appreciate that. Because help with the YouTube algorithm does support me and the channel. And if this video gets to 500 likes, we'll do a cash giveaway where we give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. And also, we'll be doing another cash giveaway once we hit 20,000 subscribers. So make sure that you are subscribed. Click that big red button and have notifications turned on. That bell will notify you when we post a brand new video or go live right here on this channel. With that being said, let's get started and dive right in. So, what should we start with? Should we start with the president or Republicans? I think we'll start with Biden first, and then we'll go to Republicans and what they're doing, because I think it's quite interesting that they're taking more action than the president in regards to student loans. But again, just the opposite, just the exact antithesis of action. It's inaction, but yet it's still more effectuating change, right, than the president when you see what Republicans and the GOP are doing. So Biden is, in fact, on the verge of potentially implementing some sort of widespread debt cancellation. We have new reports coming out of the White House, and millions of federal student loan borrowers may soon be able to get this long awaited debt relief. A ton of paperwork and hurdles could stand in the way, though. Remember, of course, on the campaign trail, President Biden did promise federal borrowers with student debt that he would approve $10,000 in student loan cancellation. And he said that in April, he made a decision on whether he would carry it out and whether it would be made in the coming weeks. He has done some cancellation, only a few $1 billion worth. Might sound significant, but still nowhere near the trillions of dollars of student debt that we have in this country. Very, very small, just little tinges of action, not necessarily something widespread and comprehensive. Now, the details remain in flux, but the White House is inching towards providing $10,000 in debt relief for singles earning $150,000 and below, along with couples earning $300,000 and under. Under those parameters, roughly 97% of borrowers would qualify in the apparent attempt to keep relief narrowly targeted for those in default. So, what they're essentially doing here is Biden wants to make sure that the wealthy and wealthy families and wealthy individuals are not having their debt wiped out, although these numbers are pretty generous, multiple six figures here for a couple that you can earn and have your debt wiped out. So, I guess millionaires can't have their student debt wiped out, but certainly the vast majority of the American people. Some experts and Democratic lawmakers are sounding the alarm on targeting loan forgiveness, citing the administrative burden that would fall squarely on the poorest borrowers. The initiative many Democrats are counting on to help them in the polls ahead of the fall midterms risks morphing into a bureaucratic fiasco that shuts out the borrowers least able to repay and blunting its effectiveness ahead. According to Mike Pierce, who is the executive director of nonprofit Student Borrower Protection Center, he had said, "You're not making the policy more progressive because of how hard it's going to be for folks to demonstrate that they have a low enough income to benefit. The administrative burden associated with any effort to income limit is going to end up making it harder or impossible for the lowest income people to actually get their debt canceled. In practice, an income cap would require the federal government to set up a paperwork trap that could deny relief to these student loan borrowers who most urgently need the help." This is according to Bryce McKibben, who is a former Democratic policy advisor. One potential problem involves targeting debt relief based on any borrower's income. That would compel the Department of Education to verify a person's identity and income to determine whether or not they qualify for the debt relief program. But the Education Department does not have that information on hand for borrowers, and so the IRS holds that data for many taxpayers, but it's barred from sharing it with other federal agencies and private businesses. According to Matt Bruning, who is the founder of the left leaning People's Policy Project, he recently said that, "I'm not sure if the Department of Education can have the IRS give them that kind of information given the rules around privacy." So it's not so simple, right? It's not as cut and dry as at least progressives making out it to be, right? They want to just say cancel it and that will be done and everyone will be happy and it'll paint a very rosy picture. But it's not that simple. A lot of hurdles and a lot of things in the way that could prevent a lot of people that really need it the most from not having their debt wiped out. So that's what we understand is going on, at least on the Democratic side, on the president's side, in regard to student debt cancellation and student loans. Granted, there's no definite guarantee here, right? It's just all rumor, it's all talk. We don't know for sure that Biden is going to come out in the next few weeks and do something and take some sort of action. Of course, right now, Democrats and the president are vociferously pushing for gun control and other measures in regards to the shooting that took place, and so that the at least student loan cancellation may not be on the top of the list for what the Democrats and the president are prioritizing right now. But with that being said, Republicans are still taking action to ensure that Biden does not get anything done in regards to student loans. This is breaking news. What we have here is we have senators actually proposing a bill to prevent the Biden administration from forgiving student loan debt. So they have actually now introduced a piece of legislation. So North Carolina Senator Richard Burr, who is a ranking member on the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, released a statement on May 18th announcing the introduction of the Student Loan Accountability Act. Not surprisingly, it says it right there in the title of the act, and you can sort of deduce what will come next. The bill would prohibit the Biden administration from forgiving student loan debt. In other words, it is up to the borrower and their responsibility to take care of this debt. So Burr was joined by fellow North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis, as well as Senators Mitt Romney, Republican from Utah, and Tim Scott, Republican from South Carolina, and Bill Cassidy, Republican from Louisiana, all Republicans. The bill works by preventing the Department of Education, Department of Justice, and the Department of Treasury from canceling or forgiving outstanding balances or portions of balances of covered loans. Existing federal student loan forgiveness, cancellation, or repayment programs that fall under the Higher Education Act would be exempt from this bill. This move is in response to Biden's earlier comments that he is, quote, taking a hard look at whether or not there will be additional debt forgiveness. And of course, during his run for office, he repeatedly campaigned on that $10,000 cancellation. According to Senator Burr, he wrote in the statement, quote, working Americans are struggling to afford essentials like gas and groceries under the worst inflation in 40 years. But that won't stop the Biden administration from pushing more inflationary policies that primarily benefit the highest earner. Taxpayers who did not attend higher education or paid off their student loans responsibly should not be footing the bill for those who didn't. Not only is that patently unfair, it doesn't solve the root problem. Now, granted, proponents of canceling student debt do point to positive economic and social effects, like according to the Center for Law and Social Policy, canceling student loan debt would have it actually advance gender and racial equity, creating up to 1.5 million new jobs and have significant intergenerational anti-poverty effects. Opponents, on the other hand, of canceling student debt highly highlight potentially harmful economic effects. According to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, canceling student loan debt would increase the inflation rate supposedly from 4% to 20%. Additionally, a study by the Brookings Institution suggests that across the board, student loan forgiveness is regressive and would worsen inequality. As of now, the student loan repayments have been paused through August 31st. The Biden administration extended the repayment freeze deadline, which was previously scheduled on May 1st. Repayments, of course, have been paused since March 2020 when the pandemic took place, and this was a move meant to provide economic relief to Americans throughout the pandemic. So, definitely an interesting dynamic here where you have Democrats versus Republicans on this issue. And now there is actually cold, hard legislation being introduced to prevent the Biden administration from effectuating any change whatsoever. And Republicans just want to say, pull up the bootstraps and put the burden on the backs of Americans, particularly the young youth, right? And Republicans don't want to see any relief whatsoever. They don't want one nickel of debt wiped out. They just want to make sure that it's up to the borrower and their responsibility to pay back every penny. So that's where we are right now in regards to student loans. We have more politicking going on and back and forth. Clearly, not much progress being made here unless Biden has something up his sleeves that is going to be released in the coming weeks. But I don't think it's going to happen. The only thing that I could foresee Biden doing at this point is just continuing that extension of the student loan payment pause. And with the midterm elections coming up, that is probably exactly what he'll be doing. In fact, not a betting man, but I would say that I would bet some money on Biden doing that. What are your thoughts, though? What do you think Biden is going to do in regards to student loans? Do you think he'll actually introduce some sort of cancellation in the coming weeks or months, or at least before in time for the midterms? Or do you think it's just all talk, all rumor, and it's just getting the hopes up of Americans and probably just end up falling back on that extension? Definitely let us know in the comment section or in the live chat. But with that being said, more news is to come. We'll see what happens. Alrighty, hello, Christine. Very good. Good morning. Have a fantastic day as well. Very good, very good. But that is where we stand in regards to student loans. Not much action happening, but we will keep our eyes peeled and keep you guys in the know. If you enjoyed this video, we get value out of it. As always, give it a tremendous thumbs up. Smash the like button. I'd appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. If you want to get some free stocks, all in the all free, use the links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms or Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases. So let us know what stocks you get. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I am on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Use the social links down below in the description. I look forward to meeting you there, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care for now. Thank you so much for watching.